Welcome to On the Agenda, the show that lets you know all about the actions your city leaders are making. At its regular meeting on Monday, August 18th, City Council members heard a presentation of the quarterly investment report, recognized several public works employees, and issued a proclamation recognizing World War II veteran and Missouri City resident Ernest Kubosh. Here is a full list of Council's actions from their meeting. Council began the meeting by passing a resolution recognizing World War II veteran and Missouri City resident Ernest Kubosh, who turns 100 years old on Thursday, August 21st. The recognition declares August 21st as Ernest L. Kubosh Day in Missouri City. Houston at-large Position 3 Council member Michael Kubosh, Mr. Kubosh's cousin, was also present at the meeting to recognize Mr. Kubosh with several framed photographs.
So we're here tonight to recognize Mr. Ernest Kubosh for not only his upcoming 100th birthday, for his undying service to this country, and for what he's done for us. So, where is he? He's sitting down back there. Mr. Kubosh, stand up. We need to give you a big round of applause.
Council next recognized police records technician Angie Allman on her retirement and for her 18 years of service with the city.
Actually, it's an honor to get to recognize you before council tonight, and council, thanks for having us. She's actually served 18 years to the city of Missouri City. It's 27 total in the system, right? I knew I'd mess that up if you weren't here. But Angie works in our records division, and oftentimes the police department gets recognized for a job well done, and most people don't recognize all the people in the background that are actually our support system, our true backbone of our police department, like Angie and her crew. She is, and I'm not going to tell you what your nickname is because people won't find it funny. No, I really don't want to tell you. But she is the person that makes sure all the accident reports, or now they're called crash reports, are done correctly. Because she almost corrected me on the term just then. I saw her. So before we send any data beyond our walls, this lady is the one that made sure that it was correct. And more often than not, did she call a lot of police officers and make them come up and correct things. So again, I'm not going to share your nickname, but she is not scared of the police officer to tell them to fix their mess ups. So I don't really know how we're going to move on without you. She really has been instrumental, because during her tour of duty with the police department, the state switched from the Texas Department of Public Safety and Traffic Accident Reports to the Texas Department of Transportation with crash reports. Now, that doesn't sound like a major challenge, but if you're having to deal with all this data collection and organization, it is, and we couldn't have done it without you. And I can't tell you how much we appreciate all the efforts and dedication you've demonstrated through the years. So, again, thank you.
Council also recognized telecommunications officer Beverly Watkins on her retirement and for her 17 years of service with the city. She was not present at the meeting. Council next recognized 2 public works employees for recent awards they received from the Texas Public Works Association. Regal Calzonson was first recognized by Assistant Public Works Director Sharon Valiant for winning Professional Manager of the Year, Right-of-Way Management.
In addition to that, his use of the Community Service Program has attributed to his accomplishments. He took the program and revamped it and made their major focus being right-of-way management. And they do things like cleaning trash out of the right-of-way, they mow the right-of-way, they trim, and they do all kinds of things with that. Most notably is that he's utilized this program to basically replace about 17,000 hours of man-hours every year utilizing this program. And the savings there is about $156,000 in wages per year. So based on all of that, the Texas Public Works Association decided to award Rigo this Professional Management of the Year award in right-of-way management. So join me in welcoming, and honoring him with this award. Rigo, if you'll step up.
Sharon next recognized Project Manager Jessica Kelly for Project of the Year Emergency Repair of less than $2 million for the bank stabilization of the Quail Valley Affluent Pond.
And Mayor, I know this one's near and dear to your heart. So this project is the Quail Valley Affluent Pond Emergency Bank Repair. The project manager on this project is Jessica Kelly in our Public Works Department. Just a brief summary of the project. In June of 2013, I believe it was you, the mayor, noticed that the affluent pond that's adjacent to the wastewater treatment plant was actually losing water and basically empty. So he made a call. Staff went into emergency mode and basically plugged the hole, is pretty much what they did. And so all this was accomplished in one day. The staff mobilized. They mobilized trucks, equipment, pumps, materials. We even called on the county to help, and they came out and helped as well. Jessica took this project from that temporary repair stage and took it to a permanent repair stage. And so she did a lot of background research and had some geotechnical stuff done and came up with some options to provide a permanent repair.
Sharon Valiant was also recognized by Assistant City Manager Scott Elmer for becoming the president of the Texas chapter of the American Public Works Association.
Sharon's been with the city since about '94. She actually, for better or for worse, trained me when I first got to the city in '95. She was with TxDOT, Texas Department of Transportation, as an inspector, and she served as a construction inspector at the city, as a civil technician, as a project manager, and the assistant director of public works. But she's been one of the top 3 public works leaders of the year, recognized by the Public Works Association, and we're fortunate to have her at the city. And I'd like to take this opportunity, Sharon, if you could stand up and get a round of applause for all your work at the city.
Development Services Director Gary Smith finished up the recognition portion of the night by introducing new City Planner 1, Jose Abraham.
Jose has joined the city as a Planner 1. His background, we're excited to have him because his background is an undergraduate degree in architecture, a practicing architect who decided he needed a master's in architecture, got his master's in architecture, and decided his true calling was urban planning. And after a stint as an intern with Manhattan, Kansas, he joined us here in Missouri City. He lives here in Missouri City with his wife and other family members. He's been with us about a month. The skills that he possesses, I believe, will serve us very well as we move forward with redevelopment and even in the greenfield development that we still see. Welcome to Missouri City. We are so glad to have you here.
Finance Director Wes Vela next presented Council with the quarterly investment report ending on June 30th, 2014.
Cities has outperformed the 90-day T-bill, which is our benchmark that's in the investment policy. Our current return yield is 2.707 versus the 0.028, which is our 90-day benchmark. I don't really like to comment on the economy because it's something that I'm not an expert at, but it does seem like at the beginning or midpoint of next year, rates will, Fed will start tightening those up, and rates will start increasing. So we're kind of ready for that when we start getting some cash through taxes.
How much money we make last quarter?
That's I'm not sure
Get
that's
down
in
to
here.
the important stuff.
I believe it was like $400,000.
What's it?
367,000.
So we netted something
Yes.
in this tight market.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Before approving the consent agenda, Council pulled and discussed item 6B, which was in relation to street sign ordinances.
Yes, what's your question?
Yes, I just wanted to have a pictorial added to the actual revision of the ordinance. I just thought it would be very helpful being on the other end at some point in translating this to the public to have an actual picture or an example for them to see during that process, so.
I bet we
And-
got examples too that we
Yeah,
could probably
we
add.
have one passed out to everyone, so
Yeah.
it's been added in there.
In the original sign ordinance from, what, a year ago, year and a half?
Yeah.
I don't remember how long ago now. We had the flag sign image included. We have prepared the feather, teardrop, other type of sign that we do not want. So for inclusion and with consultation with Ms. Iyamu, we believe that along the definition of feather flags, it would be a good location for it in the ordinance.
Council approved an ordinance on the second of 2 readings for a specific use permit for a place of assembly to allow for the continued location of New Hope Lutheran Church and the possible location of a school. Councilmember Jerry Wyatt expressed his concerns with this ordinance.
Is there discussion?
Mr. Mayor, I am going to vote against this and want to clarify the fact that I'm not voting against the church activity, which very seldom, if ever, I do. But I'm voting against this arrangement. And I understand zoning, I understand use, but I don't understand my voting for one law against another law. And we have businesses come in the city for one purpose, well, 2 purposes, to provide a service and to pay taxes. And in this case, that won't happen.
All right. Any other comment? Not, we'll vote. All those in favor? All opposed?
A full list of
Motion
council's
carries.
decisions, including the complete consent agenda, can be viewed under the Council Connection link at the bottom of the MissouriCityTX.org front page. For Missouri City, I'm Corey Stottlemyre.